Okay, you have serious fucking problems, Johneston. You're all over the place and you're just, wow. Now, I started out typing, but this is how long that's how bad, bad your position is. Look at all that shit. So anyway, I'll start from getting through all this, finishing it off, and I'll get to your other many replies. Very defensive and arrogant. Okay, so why are they scrambling to enter the professor? I don't fucking know why. That's why I'm asking you. Where is it? Okay, look at the other one. Okay, so I said, so keeping them all out is keeping America great. How do you know they're all scrambling to get in because of America's greatness or because they think America is great? You're the one that said they are, and you're using that to brag about. You're using their illegal entry, the massive, what do you want to call it, to brag about America's greatness. You're using the mass illegal immigration to, how do I put this? You're saying America is great, and you're trying to use them to, as a testament to, I don't know how else to say it. But anyway, so, yeah, okay. I'm asking you, stupid ass. You're the one bragging that they are scrambling to get in, assuming they are because you're making the assumption that they are because America is great despite its rampant crime, hate, violence, etc. I said that before and you ignored it. And I'm going to get to those other replies later. This is going to be a very long fucking reply. My questions were, so keeping them all out is America being great? How do you know they're all scrambling to get in because of America's greatness or because they think America is great? You don't answer those questions. You're throwing my own question at me, you fucking moron. And you said before that I'm the crybaby and you're entertained by mocking me and you're not, what? You're contradicting yourself and you're fucked. You need fucking help, dude. Anyway, you just asked me why they are after you bragged that they are, only to then ask me why they are after I asked you. Okay, so next segment of your ridiculous reply. Why do you want times to be simpler? How were anyone ever slaves to the government other than maybe taxes? Which I will admit that they abuse. But that's beside the point. You're all worshippers of Donald now while he's fucking the economy up and ruining lives. Now, I would have gotten into examples, but, well, replies do allow nearly 8,000 characters, but it's so much that you said here. Now, Donald is guilty of what? Well, he's so many indictments, can't even go over them all, but you guys insist that he's completely innocent and can't be guilty of any of them. Well, he's also done meme coin, conning people out of, that was the beginning of his second term. He's also costed lives in those airplanes because he was firing, controllers or whatever. I'd have to look into that, but even if I did that, you would all ignore it anyway. I've already written a book which everyone ignores. You guys are terrified of that book. What else is he guilty of? He's freezing government programs that people need because there's a lot of disabled Americans out there who are not able-bodied people, I guess. If I was to write another book about Donald's fuck-ups within the first 100 days, it would be a pretty big book. Be bigger than the fucking dictionary. It would be the size of a Stephen King novel. So, yeah. You guys wouldn't listen anyway. Show me where I said Jesus. I'm talking MAGA in general, you dumbass. You're trying to make this about you. Okay, that's just you attempting to use your lame. It's lame because okay, you're saying it's an attack on Christian values. How is it an attack? It's the American flag with a cross, one of those anti-signs through it. And pathetic attack on Christian values. Straw man, straw man, straw man. That's just you attempting to use your lame profile. Again, you don't explain how it's lame. You just say it's lame. And pathetic attack on Christian values because you have no morality. Okay, something that I didn't say here, but because again, this is going to be a long. This reply is just ridiculous. It's all over the place. How can Christianity be about morality if the fruit contained knowledge of good and evil, which would be morality, and which Adam and Eve were forbidden from having, which is why they got banished and cursed everyone else with original sin. So how can morality fit into Christianity if it's blasphemous to God? It's not, why weren't they allowed to have knowledge of it? Knowledge of good and evil is not morality. What is it then? And it eases your guilt over being a self-loathing. That's your opinion. How am I a self-loathing piece of shit? And even if I am, what does this have to do with anything? Huh? You're the one complaining about my profile and claiming I'm attacking Christian values because of a American flag with a anti-American flag, what do you want to call it? Profile, which is nothing. Where is America mentioned in the Bible? So anyway, I'm not trying to do anything to Christianity. You're simply taking that as an offense, as offensive because you're a brainwashed loser. If Christianity was great, it would be able to stand on its own, and you would either question me why I hate it, or you'd be able to calmly question me why I hate it, or you'd be able to refute me, or you simply wouldn't say anything. But no, you're being defensive. That doesn't... everything you said here is... You're badly representing Christianity with all this shit. I'm attacking Christian... How am I attacking Christian values? And how are Christian values good? You don't explain how they're good. Of course, that would mean another mile-long reply from you of nonsense. No, you're just being defensive and arrogant. And earlier, you were calling me names and insulting me. Calling me a crybaby in Trump 2028. What the fuck is all that? You want me to follow your fucking footsteps? I don't fucking think so. Anyway. Yeah, you're the one insulting me without reasons or explanations. You're the hypocrite. You're the crybaby. My God, your self-esteem and IQ are somewhere near the depths. Okay, you're the one getting upset about me breaking your political and religious nonsense down. In fact, you're the one who brought religion into this. My IQ is low, yet you've been arrogant. And I'd correct that, but I'm making a video instead. And defensive this whole time and insulting me and name calling like a child. Okay, so... From the rest of this, it's all defensive about Donald and, well... Yeah, yeah. Donald J. Trump was elected twice because he's a glorious president. That's why he's won the electoral college popular vote. So he's a glorious president because he's popular? That's just an appeal to popularity. That's a fallacious statement. You're just appealing to his popularity. That doesn't make him great. It doesn't, obviously the people are wrong. Obviously people like you are assholes. He's a fucking dictator. He's not even, he wasn't, he was a shit president in his first term and now he's a dictator in his second. So, you don't even explain, well you do explain, but it's a fallacious explanation. You're just appealing to popularity. Again, an example of how he's glorious. Can I get you to step away from the popularity argument or claim? It doesn't mean he's glorious. It means you people are all fucking wrong and stupid and whatever, brainwashed. That's all that means. So, any more stupid questions I can sit? Yeah, how did you set me straight on anything? I have a whole other tab open so I can keep track. Okay, so next up, I'll go to post here. I already covered that in the video, but I don't know. I think all this shit's more important. Okay, I could. It's Getter, you pathetic clown. Yeah. Okay, oh, fuck. Okay, go to my profile here. Yes. Go to replies. Okay. Johneston. That's for her. Okay. What's the U.S. population? So people can appreciate nature, but not social diversity. So, okay, now you tried to point out that, okay, I click on this. Well, the thing is that Getter likes to go all the way to the top, which pisses me right off. They had it right before, but they changed, I don't know, they fixed what wasn't broken. Okay, so. Now, what did you say? It's Getter, you pathetic clown. Okay, so I'm also on Twitter, and she has a few thousand, if that. That's still only not even a fraction of the whole population. So what's your point? Like the population has anything? Yes, it actually does. I mean, what? What's your point? If the population has nothing to do with it, then what does Getter have anything to do with it? Why do you even point that out? What? What are you on about? Sociopath. Okay, says the jackass that bears the profile unholiness. What? You didn't even ask me about that. You just insult the fucking word with instead of asking me, what do you mean by unholiness? And I would simply explain to you that I am simply without God, not that I'm a demon or anything or a devil. That's all. That's what I would tell you. Is that bad? How is that bad? I'm just saying I'm not devilish or evil or wicked or whatever. I'm simply without God. That's sociopathic and hateful and angry. I'm a jackass for saying that. And also admits attempting to get people to stop expressing their First Amendment support. That's not what I said. So even if I am, what? What do you mean admitting that? I'm wrong for discouraging people. Well, not that you would care, but my theory is that okay, so you have the First Amendment to show support of a dictatorship, of sociopathy, of hate, greed. That's what makes a president good. All those psychotic traits. Division. What? Also admits attempting to get people to stop expressing their First Amendment support. Why do you support greed, tyranny, dictatorship, crime, murder, corruption? Why do you support all that shit? And I'm wrong to try and discourage you from doing that through questioning? How am I wrong? It exceeds yours by triple digits. I'm a pedo Satanist now. I'm a pedophile just because okay. Not only are you guys socially, treasonous. Yeah, it's another thing. I mean, Donald is very treasonous. They just don't think. I would say before you speak, but you should never speak. Aged like milk. How about your IQ? And how is this intelligent? How are insults and name calling intelligent? How are straw mans intelligent? How is supporting corruption, greed, and everything else I just mentioned intelligent? Anyway, moving on here. Okay, so what does MAGA consider? That's for, okay, well, yeah. Okay, so I want to, shit, okay. If you insult me, that means you're an asshole, especially if you refuse to explain. Okay, so, yeah. Why are you trying to explain you aren't offended and don't give a fuck? It should stand on its own. Another self-owned by Unholy the Clown. What would it take to get you to make actual arguments, not the name calling? Well, I don't even care about that. Just, well, okay. Keep that, but just at least answer some of my questions and provide an actual argument. I don't expect anything other than fallacies, so just an argument. Why is that so difficult? Why do you insist on evading everything I say? What? Okay. When did I say anything about myself? As for being offended, I don't get offended. If you insult me, that means you're an asshole, especially if you refuse to explain. What part of this did you not fucking understand, Johneston? Give me some okay, I think this is the one I want. It's so horrible. We need to build a wall to contain all the horrid conditions, not... What? Not because people from every reach of the planet are trying to scream. So keeping them all out is America being great? Okay, I've already gone through that. How is America great? You guys are constantly saying Jesus/God is needed in America so badly. Why was Donald elected twice to make America great again? How is building a wall great? Arrogance, projection, and just another asshole, and just asshole attitude, not great. If America was great, same as what you said there, if Christianity was great religion, worldview, whatever, then you wouldn't be insulting me. You'd be better behaved. You wouldn't be insulting me. You'd have valid reputational arguments against me. You wouldn't be so defensive. You've ignored my comment that, I think I said it somewhere. Well, if not, I'll say it now. How is America great amidst its, America is full of crime, hate, violence. How is America great? How does all that make America great? Just because you were attempting to okay, I already went through that. No, he's a dictator, not... Well, I'm not American, so this really doesn't affect me. But even if I was... Well, I don't know. But he's a dictator now, not a president. A president wouldn't shatter the country.
Okay, I think this is the one I'm after.
The irony of you guys hating immigrants, especially with the illegal ones, while you use them to claim your country's greatness, while the U.S. is saturated with, I said it right here, poverty, homelessness, economics, instability, pollution. You ignore all that shit. Show me where I said I hate immigrants. I said you in general. Donald has been deporting even legal immigrants. I don't give a fuck who your friends are. That's just an anecdote anyway. I'm not down with my hard-earned money being gripped to do what? So solve the problem then, and stop whining about your stupid money. I could suggest that the government have agencies where they're like border agencies to take these illegals in. Deportation the solution to the problem. They still want it into the country, right? For whatever fucking reason. My country is the greatest on earth, and it's blah blah blah. You can say that till you're blue in the face. Without examples, it's nothing. You're just ignoring my so all of these make what makes America great. Really? My country is. That's why we voted Donald J. Trump instead of the status quo. No, you voted for Donald Trump because you're a fucking asshole. What good has Donald J. Trump ever done for America? Answer that. Still haven't answered why illegals are hell-bent on... I asked you, what about that do you not fucking understand? I don't know why they're hell-bent into entering your country. Does that mean this is just your way of evading? You can't argue against this. You know America is guilty of all these. You can't say anything. You have no argument against it. So you just use the illegals to evade answering my question. That's all you're doing there. Also haven't shared where you're... Who cares where I'm from? What difference does that fucking make? If I was American, would that make me wrong or right? What? I know you won't either because you're a coward. I'm a coward? How am I a coward? How am I a coward? I didn't throw religion into the mix. I'm referring to the people the MAGA people who claim that God needs to be put back into America. That's what I'm talking about. It's not bringing religion into the mix. You're truly pathetic and No, you are. For the reasons I just laid out. You're arrogant, you're dishonest, you're disingenuous, you're evasive, you're dodgy, you're a hypocrite. Everything. And you support a fucking tyrant, a dictator. You support greed, you support corruption, you support crime.